Right, here we go. Back for more chit chat. Second day of the new week. And what a beautiful day it is, actually, I'd say, for once, instead of all that horrible weather that we've had. Right, let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day it is. Welcome back to the Moore Army podcast for another episode. Hope you're all keeping well. Hope you've all had a great weekend out there since the last time I spoke to you last Thursday. It's been a bit of an interesting weekend since the last time I spoke to you on the podcast last Thursday. Big numbers on streams and downloads on Apple Podcasts and Spotify from last week's episode. Thank you very much for that, guys. I appreciate it. Big numbers because we talked about some subjects that were a wee bit sort of emotional and heartbreaking last week. Obviously, some news had broken the news around the world last week about Charlie Kirk. But thank you for all the downloads and streams last week, guys. I do appreciate it. And welcome back to another episode of the podcast here today. Anyway, what have I got for you today? God, I've got plenty to talk about today. What a weekend it's been, actually. I've had a lot of you contact me about a lot of different subjects over the weekend. And asking for my opinions on certain items. So I'm going to obviously give you this, as I always do. But before I get into all the argy-bargy and all the chit-chat on the podcast today, I just want to give you the rundown of all the stuff that I like to get through before I start anything else in the podcast. As always, excuse me. Before we go any further, guys, if you want to contact this podcast for future episodes of this program, you can contact us by the following methods, which would be, first of all, the email address, which is moorearmypodcast@yahoo.com. Also by the social media links, which is my Instagram, first of all, official Matthew Moore. You can drop me a mail in there, or you can drop a question into the wee question thing I like to put up the day before the podcast is recorded. Or if you want to go over to our Facebook page, which is Moore Army YouTube channel, you can go on there, drop a comment in the post that we like to put out the day before the podcast, or you can drop us a DM on there as well. Also, guys, want to see if you can go over and check out our great friends at FTBL Spot. If you are a football fan and you love all your football stuff, whether it be football shirts, football boots, mystery shirt in a box, and more, check out our friends at FTBL Spot. If you're listening to us here on YouTube today, guys, you can go into the link in the description. Or if you go to our social media pages, you'll be able to find our friends at FTBL Spot there, or give them a search up on social media. And if you go onto their website and you find something you'd like to purchase, send them a message quoting, that's right, you have to quote to them, Moore Army. They will send you a discount code that you put in at the checkout, and you'll get some really good, fantastic discounts on all your items. So that's FTBL Spot for all your football needs. So anyway, guys, yes, it is now Tuesday. I've got a pretty busy day ahead of me today, and I'm also out tonight at football again. But as I record this podcast this morning, I'm just sort of taking an hour out this morning before I get stuck into a really busy morning ahead of me. I've got some stuff I want to talk about. Most importantly, guys, you've been contacting me more about this whole Charlie Kirk situation. You've been contacting me about the Freedom Rally in London at the weekend, asking me for my views on it. If you want to hear my views on the Charlie Kirk situation, you can go and check back the last episode of the podcast. Now, obviously, as we recorded the podcast, after we recorded the podcast, the guy who assassinated Charlie Kirk has been caught. The young man has been detained. He's 22 years of age. Young man, and he's pretty much been caught by the FBI, and he's now in custody. He will go to jail for a very, very, very long time, in my opinion. There's all different news stations report different stories about it and whatnot, but at the end of the day, they've caught the guy who done it, and in my opinion, I think he should spend the rest of his life behind bars. The backlash from the Charlie Kirk situation has been unbelievable. I mean, the stuff that I've saw over the last few days has just been, wow. Now at the end of the day, guys, I know there's a lot of people out there who don't like Charlie Kirk, and I understand that, and I appreciate that. And, I have my views on it. He was brought to my attention over a year and a half ago, who he was. And, I don't watch him religiously. but I watched a lot of his stuff, and some of the stuff that, I didn't sort of agree with, but most of the stuff that he did talk about, I did agree with. Just trying to have an open debate with people about different things in life. And again, I have my opinion on him in the last podcast if you want to go and listen to it. But again, I'm glad to hear that they've actually caught the guy who done it. And I watched the speech from his wife, and the backlash from his passing has been unbelievable. I mean, I've seen some stuff on social media and stuff where people are going around exposing these Looney Tune lefties who are going around laughing at his death, which I agree with. Anybody who laughs at someone's death is disgusting. And that's just being totally honest about it. People who are going online making videos laughing at someone who they didn't agree with their personal issue or personal views, in my mind, is fucking disgusting, and they should be named and shamed for it. At the end of the day, if I didn't like someone on their views on something like that, say Billy Bob down the road or whatever, and because they became popular on social media or whatever, and someone killed them, do you think I want to go onto a social media page and post a video of myself standing there going, ha 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 ha, he's dead? That's just fucking sick. The guy had a wife, the guy had 2 kids, he was a Christian, good living man who just wanted to go around openly debating about certain things, the way the world's going fucking crazy as it is. And these Looney Tune, lefty, woke, fucking crazy nutcases going around making videos going, ha ha, he's dead, laughing. So people are going out now and they're naming and shaming them. And I totally agree with it, because at the end of the day, if it was the other way around, they'd do the same to us, those lefty crazies. Look, it's been going on in the world the last 2 years or so, for example, with all these, if you don't agree with their ways or their sayings or their beliefs, then you're a racist or you're a Nazi or you're this or you're that. Bullshit. If you're going to go on the internet and make a video of laughing at someone's death, then I'm sorry, but you are a sick person who needs to be locked up. There's people in this world that I don't like. Okay? Not very many anymore, because again, I've let go of my past and I've let go of all my hatred toward people. I don't agree with it anymore. What's done is done. You can't change the past, guys. But if someone out there passes away who have a family, like kids or grandkids, or that's someone's wife or husband, son, father, it's just, these people are just fucking Looney Tunes, calling us far right extremists. And I had a couple of emails from a few of them over the weekend there after my podcast, and they're, how can you support this guy? Look, listen, I don't religiously follow the guy. I just watched some of his videos and I agree with what he said, especially when they were talking about when he went into these colleges, and some of these Looney Tunes were agreeing with about abortions and about when babies are conceived and how they're made and about life in general, and these Looney Tunes are coming up and they just half of them haven't got a clue what they're talking about. And I'm going to myself, is this really the world that we live in now? Was I born in the last of the generation of the decent human beings in this world? Now, I live and let live now. But at the end of the day, if someone's going to come up to me and go, you must believe what I believe, you don't believe what I believe, you're a racist or you're this, you're that, well then fuck you, go away and jump. I'm sorry. I have my own beliefs. You know what I mean? And for the people going around making these videos on the internet should be ashamed of themselves. Absolutely ashamed of themselves. Okay, you don't agree with what he has to say, politically or personally or whatever, but the guy's fucking dead. You know what I mean? I just don't know what to say anymore. I really don't, guys. I've seen some of this stuff that's been brought to my attention. I've tried to avoid it all, to be quite honest with you, and I'm looking at it and going, I'm glad I don't bother with many people in this world anymore. You know what I mean? And the fact that someone's out there like applauding someone's death is just disgusting. And it is horrendous. And you should be ashamed of yourself. And I see a lot of these people now online naming and shaming these people and putting up where I've seen videos of actually these Looney Tune lefties getting fired from their jobs and going, oh, but I didn't mean to make that video. I didn't mean to. Oh, I've lost my job. Well, then why? What, if you were working for me and you were an employee of mine and you were on the internet spouting your mouth off about someone getting assassinated and laughing about someone dying, I'd fire your fucking ass as well. I'd be telling you where to go. And it's not just because it's Charlie Kirk. It could be anybody. Anybody at all. If you're on there and you work for my company, you're on there fucking spouting your mouth off and saying, oh, it's so great, he's dead. Ha, 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 ha. Do you really think I want you working for my company? Hell no. Your ass would be fired on the spot. Sacked, gone, cheerio, adios, amigo, out the door. So there you go. So if any of these loony lefties have been mailing me the last few days saying that I should be ashamed of myself, well then fuck you. Because if you're agreeing with someone getting killed, especially with his wife and kids in the crowd, you need to go and seriously get your head looked at. If you don't agree with what he says, fine. I appreciate that. You don't agree with what I say? Fine. I don't agree with what you say? Fine. It's all about debate. But going around preaching to people that you're glad that someone's dead is absolutely horrendous, and you should be ashamed of yourself. You should really be ashamed of yourself. You really should be. Go and take a look at yourself in the fucking mirror. Now, people have had different opinions about Charlie Kirk over the years. People did like him, and then people changed their mind about him and don't like him anymore. Or they didn't like him, and then they changed their mind and did like him. I know, I've spoke to people the last few days about this here. They said they didn't like him at the start. They thought he was a prick. They didn't like him. But once they got to know what he was trying to do, they liked him. Other people who did like him at the start don't like him anymore. Don't like what he talks about. It's all called an opinion. But wishing for someone to die, wishing upon their death. And then I seen the other day as well, people online now saying that people in the UK should be shot, like Nigel Farage should be shot next. You know, what the fuck is this world coming to where these Looney Tunes are sitting and they should be banned from the internet? Gone. You know what I mean? Why would you stand there and make a video of this, and then when you get fired from your job, karma comes and bites you in the ass, and then you make another video? I've seen a couple of them the other day going, oh my, something crying like me babies, oh, I lost my job. Oh. Well, you kind of brought it on yourself. You know what I mean? You kind of brought it on yourself whenever you're out there and you're doing these type of things and you think karma's not going to come back and bite you. Well, of course it's going to correct. So why are you sitting boo-hoo and crying about it? I say about this all the time in these podcasts, these crybaby morons, these Looney Tune lefties going around crying because they don't get what they want. I don't get what I want. I'm going to throw my dummy out of the prom. Well, whatever. You know, I don't give a shit. If I don't get what I want in this world, or if I don't get what I expect to get, or I don't go on the internet and go, oh my God, I'm crying. Oh, look at me, cry baby. Oh. Really? So in closing, guys, about this whole Charlie situation, you know, I have my view on it in the last episode. Again, I'll say it one final time. He was brought to my attention about a year and a half ago. I sat and watched it for a little bit. Thought he was all right. Give it time. Start watching anything, you know. And I thought most of the things that he said was great. Some more things I thought, you should have been a bit more fair with that there. You should have give that person a bit more time to speak or whatever, or you should have debate. But I don't go on the internet going, oh, he's a fascist, this, that's a, get rid of him. No, bullshit. People just can't leave other people alone anymore and just let them live their life. I get it all the time too. I don't like your videos on YouTube. I think you're this. I don't like you. Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to try and get a reaction from you. Well, if you could see this in a video podcast now, my reaction would be the middle finger and tell you, go and get yourself a life. If you don't like what I do, you don't like what I say, then go do something else. This is why I think I was born in the last generation of normal people. This generation now, not every one of them now, I'm going to be honest with you. There's a lot of good people out there born in this generation, but there's some of them out there who are just crazy. Absolutely bonkers. Cuckoo. Cuckoo. No, like me cuckoo clocks, the wee thing popping out in front of it. Yeah. Because if you don't agree with what they say, oh my God, you're the worst in the world. You've hurt my feelings. Well, I don't really give a shit. You don't like what I have to say, then move on. Same as everybody else. But again, I'm glad they've caught the guy who done it to Charlie Kirk, and I hope that he obviously he's going to get brought to justice and he's going to get done for it. But crazy world we live in, guys. Crazy world. And a lot of you have been contacting me as well about this freedom rally at the weekend in London. You know, what's your thoughts on it, Matthew? Do you agree with it? Do you not agree with it? You know, I even had one person contact me on social media, said I should have went to it. No. My thoughts on it, people are taking their country back. They're tired of it. I've talked about this for months in this podcast about, you know, how I feel about, you know, especially the immigration situation. I've spoken about this many times. Some people haven't agreed with what I had to say. That's their opinion. They can do whatever they want. My opinion is if you come into this country in the UK, whether it be Northern Ireland, Scotland, Wales, England, or even Ireland down south, if you come into the country and you come in legally and you work hard, you pay your taxes, and you're a good law-abiding citizen, not a problem. More welcome. Welcome to you. But if you come in off a boat illegally, you're undocumented, you don't know who you are, where you're from, and you're going around causing trouble, and you live in a hotel and you get everything handed to you, while people out there are dying, freezing to death like pensioners, and us people out there are struggling to put a roof over our head and pay the bills because the bills and the rent and the rates and the mortgages are through the fucking roof, and the government in the UK is taxing us on tax and put more tax on more tax, and they're just crippling us. Then I'm sorry, people are going to get pissed and they're going to have enough. And they're going to stand up and they're going to go, I don't fucking think so. People in this country and the UK are pissed at the minute because of the way the government's treating people. Especially like Keir Starmer. Do I agree with that, Raleigh? 100%. If you're taking the piss out of these people and you're giving open borders and two-tier policing and you're putting people in jail for saying words that hurt feelings, instead of going out there and tackling grooming gangs and people who are coming in this country illegal and attacking young children and women, I'm sorry, call me far right. I'm not a far right. I'm a realist. I want to see women and children in this country safe, not afraid to leave their home because undocumented individuals are coming in illegally and taking over the country. I'm sorry. I've been saying this since 2000. And when did I work? Let me think. 2006? 5? No. Tell you a lie. 2004, 3, 4, whatever it's been. I've been saying it since then. The government are letting people away with murder. And that's why the people have had enough and they stood in the streets and they went, right, enough's enough, I'm done. Bye-bye. So say what you want. Send me all your emails you want. Set up all your fake email addresses. I know who you are. Call me whatever you want. But at the end of the day, people in this country are getting pissed off too in Northern Ireland. Especially when you see innocent people getting arrested because they say hurty words on the internet. Because it's hurting feelings. So, my opinion on it is, people are pissed. People want their country back. People want their freedoms back. They want freedom of speech back again. And they're just sick and tired of this two-tier policing bullshit that's going on in the world at the minute, where if you say the wrong thing that hurts somebody's feelings, then you spend months in jail. But people out there who are getting released from jail for doing crimes that are just unforgivable. So, again, that's just the way it is. I remember the days years ago where you used to have an opinion about something, or you had a joke with somebody, or you had a cracking joke. Nowadays you can't. Because if you do, then the police are kicking your door in and you're arrested and put in jail. Which I think is horrible. What a world to live in. This is why I always say to people, I would hate to be a young teenage person now going into their early 20s these days. There's so much pressure on young ones nowadays. It's horrendous. Right down from school level to leaving school, at college, universities, things like that. And then social media too. It's horrendous. Do you know, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I've actually sat and thought about this for weeks. And weeks and weeks and weeks about this. I was actually considering just deleting all my social media. Now, obviously, keep YouTube open because obviously YouTube, I love making videos because it's a passion of mine. But the fact that like social media is such a toxic cesspit of drama and bullshit and negativity. You know, okay, you see the occasional wee positive story pop up, which is great to see, and you love it, and you love hearing good stories about people and certain things have happened and all that, and that's great to see. That's why Facebook and all used to be at the start. Now it's just a cesspool of crap. Everywhere, every page you go on or you scroll somewhere, it's all negative. Or if you post something, people don't agree with you, and then they rant and rave at you and go, I don't like what you have to say. They hurt my feelings. But then they still follow you. Still follow you on Instagram and still follow you on anything else. To go, but I'll still follow him because I'm looking to be offended. And this is where, again, and I can't believe I'm actually saying this, but I actually agree with my brother. My brother has never had social media in his life. No intentions ever having it. He showed me his phone again last Thursday night when he was round here. Right, he came round here last Thursday night and we sat and had a few beers and, talked about the world and listened to some music and chilled out and whatnot. And he sat and told me, he says to me, he goes, bro, I will never go on social media. Only platform I ever use is YouTube. I watch YouTube shorts. Educational YouTube shorts. And I says, what do you mean? He says, I've told you this 100 times, he says. Look at my phone. And he handed me his mobile phone. There's no Facebook app, no Twitter, no Instagram, nothing. He's no interest. He's absolutely no interest at all. And you know something? Sometimes I think to myself, maybe I should just go out there and just download all my data from my social media pages and just get rid of it. Have an email address for the podcast every week. Have an email address for the YouTube channel for questions or whatever, and then just leave it. Just come off social media altogether because it's such a cesspit of negativity every single day. You switch it on, even if you haven't been on it for a day or so, and you go on, you have a look, it's always something. You know what I mean? I've sat and thought about it for weeks and I think, maybe it's a good thing if I decide to go and get off this for a while. Because at the end of the day, the world of social media now is just, especially TikTok. I mean, the stuff I see on TikTok is just I look at some of the videos on TikTok, especially young ones now and young generation, and I'm going, oh my God, are you really craving for attention? Now you may say, oh, but you're on YouTube. Yeah, I'm on YouTube because I make videos for entertainment purposes. I don't go on to look for attention. I go on for a bit of crack and banter and a bit of fun. Enjoy life. Like my Liverpool videos, I sit and make videos for fun, have a laugh, a joke, interact with the audience, just sit and watch the game. We don't go sit there and go, oh my God, seriously, you must give me all the attention right now. You don't give me all the attention I need. I'm going to kick off and throw a tantrum on social media. And all these ones as well who, like I see ones from here, male and female, being drama queens. Oh my God, like, you get it. You're not from fucking America, you're from Northern Ireland. Like, I look at my screen sometimes and go, what the actual fuck is going on with this world? They're like, oh my God, seriously, the hands and all going in the head and all bobbing like one of them nodding dogs you used to get in the back of your car years ago. Remember, for the older audience who listen to my podcast, you'll remember this. The Churchill dogs, know them, the nodding head? The bobbing, nodding heads you used to get in the back of your car. You get me characters like that now in wee souvenir stores and all. They used to have, they were originally the nodding dogs they were called. Yeah, the head and all going, oh my God, seriously guys, hiya, oh my God, the world's spinning around me right now. No. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of where you're from. I've always taught my two children from the start, don't be imitating other people. Be yourself. Always be yourself. Don't change for anybody. Don't go onto social media and be somebody who you're not because it's a trend or other people are in it. Be yourself. Just turn and say, this is me. This is who I am. This is how I speak. This is how I am. If you don't like me, sling your hook. But I see a lot of ones on there and they're just, oh my God, seriously, the world spins around me right now. Guys, and the hands and the head and all going, like, fuck me, you can make a movie out of it, honest to God. Anyway, enough of that ranting and raving. But social media for me is just, I don't know, it's just crazy. Again, I've thought about it so much going, maybe I should just come off it. Just get off it and just stay away from it. It's a nightmare. It's an absolute fucking nightmare. So it is. But moving on. What a day. What a rant so far. What have I got for you today? Guys, I found the news out yesterday, or Sunday, sorry. Sad news. Boxing legend Ricky Hatton found dead at the age of 46. Very, very sad news. Still haven't heard the cause of death. Ricky apparently was training to get back into the ring for, I don't know whether it was a charity fight or a proper fight or an exhibition, whatever, this December. But he was found by his manager on Sunday at his home in Manchester. Unfortunately passed away at the age of 46. 2 years older than me. Now, I know in recent years Ricky had a lot of issues with alcohol, drugs, stuff like that after his career and all, and ended his boxing career, and then obviously he had mental health issues. But he did speak out about it and stuff and said he was clean again and he was doing well and he was focusing on his kids and his grandkids and stuff like that. But unfortunately, he was found dead at his home in Manchester at the age of 46, which is really, really sad news. Ricky Hatton, former world champion, boxing champion. Everybody knows who Ricky Hatton is. He's well known around the world. A lot of people have come out in the boxing world over the last few days and spoke about him. I heard Carl Frampton speaking about him the other day. Even WWE wrestlers have spoke about him as well because he appeared on Monday Night Raw one time in the UK. It was in Manchester, actually. Yeah, very, very sad. Very, very sad news. Obviously, the thoughts and prayers here go out to the family of Ricky Hatton, who unfortunately passed away at the age of 46, which is sad. It was his manager who found him, and it was just absolutely so sad to hear that. Okay, guys, today as well, as we speak this, we record this podcast this morning. Later on today, the US President Donald Trump arrives in the UK for a visit. He will be staying at Windsor Castle and he will be having a meal this evening with the King, Charles. I've had a lot of you contact me about this, no asking what my view about it is. I'm coming over. And also, some of you have been asking me about someone who we haven't spoke to about the podcast for a while, Harry. He's been in the UK visiting his dad and stuff and visiting his family. Some of you have said, Matthew, you haven't spoken about Harry in a while, Harry and Meghan. They were quite a big feature in your podcast about a year or so ago because they were in the news all the time. They were. Harry was visiting his dad and stuff. The whinge bag, as they call him. He's another drama queen, another sellout with his wee over-the-top prima donna, drama queen fucking wife, Meghan. She's just stayed at home because she was too busy getting paid millions by Netflix to do nothing. But he was over visiting. But Donald Trump arrives in the UK today, on the day of this recording this podcast this morning. He's over to visit, and no doubt we'll probably hear about it throughout the day. And anything strange or startling happens, we will talk about it on Thursday's podcast. So there you go. Mr. Trump is visiting the UK today, and no doubt all the Looney Tune lefties will be pulling their hair out and going, Donald Trump's a racist, Donald Trump's this. But other people will be going, okay, the American president's visiting. And what? He's visiting the UK. Okay. Is he really? Great. Get on with life. Get on with my day. It's not going to change my day. Oh, that's crazy. Also news today, guys. Hollywood actor icon Robert Redford has passed away at the age of 89 as well. He was there. He apparently away earlier on the early hours this morning. He passed away in Utah, the place where it was his home. He had a home in Utah. He passed away. He'll be always remembered for, younger listeners will probably know this here, but he was starred in movies like the Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid and All President's Men. He passed away at the age of 89 when he left. His wife, who will be left now obviously widowed, who he married her in 2009. But he was a very famous actor during the 70s, 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. Where he was given an honorary lifetime achievement award in 2002. So that's another big celebrity passing away. Robert Redford dies at the age of 89, which is sad. I mean, some of the main sources haven't broke the news yet, but we heard this morning by reading online that apparently he has passed away at the age of 89. Also, the Queen, or Charles's wife, I don't know what to call her, the Queen to be honest, will be missing the Duchess of Kent's funeral today due to illness. Apparently she's not too good at the minute either. So yeah, it's another thing as well. But yes, guys, some news as well, because a lot of you do like hearing me talk about different things that's going on, the likes of, for people, their incomes and obviously their outgoings, and talk about the financial world and stuff like that there. Some good news for the state pension. I've talked about that a couple of times this year in the podcast, and a lot of you have been interested in that, because obviously you have, either it's yourself or it's your parents or your grandparents or whatever. The state pension is likely to be rising by 4.7% in April this year, which is good to hear. People who draw on their new state pension from April next year are likely to see a rise of more than £500 a year, as the latest wage data suggests. Under the triple lock policy, the state pension goes up each year by either 2.5% inflation or an average earth growings, whichever is the highest figure. But apparently this year it's going to be going up by 4.7%. So anybody out there who's on state pension, or you have friends on state pension or whatever, you'll see an increase by up to £500 a year for anybody on state pension. On state pension out there. Yeah, it's good news overall. So it is. But anyway, the thing I want to talk about today as well, before I go on to some of your questions, is Eurovision. Now you're thinking, Matthew, it's only September. I know. Eurovision. There's a lot of news going out of Eurovision today, and it's political news about Eurovision. Now, I have my views on Eurovision. I have grown up watching Eurovision as a kid. Myself and my daughter sat and watched it for years as well when she was younger. She used to love Eurovision. We watched it religiously. It was like our wee thing we used to do every year. I watched Eurovision as a kid, growing up. Obviously, it's more, and I'm going to be honest with you, I think Eurovision's political as fuck now, and I think sometimes it could be fixed, but that's just my opinion on it. To do Eurovision now costs an absolute bloody fortune. So it does. It's just all political now. So it is. But it's come out this morning here. Spain confirms Eurovision boycott if Israel is allowed to compete, as it becomes the first Big Five nation to withdraw. There's other nations who are willing to withdraw from Eurovision if Israel participate in next year's competition. The Spanish broadcaster RTVE have decided to boycott the 2026 Eurovision Song Contest should Israel be permitted to compete following a board vote on Tuesday. The Spanish broadcaster becomes the fifth to announce the withdrawal plans, joining public broadcasters from Holland, Slovenia, Iceland, and also Ireland are willing to pull out of the competition if they are allowed to compete. Again, it's political. Why is a music competition fucking political? Why is it political? You know what I mean? It's a music competition. Long gone the days where you got to the final, wherever it was being held, you stood on the stage, you sang your song, the public liked you, they voted for you, and that's it. But now it's all fucking political. It's political. I remember watching it back in the 80s and the early 90s, and even back then you used to hear the wee sniffs as a kid going, it's all political bullshit, all Eurovision is political, and you go, it's a music competition, how the hell can a music competition be political? But as the years have gone by, and you're thinking to yourself, and then the amount of money it actually costs to host Eurovision Song Contest in your country apparently is a horrendous amount of money. Horrendous amount of money. So it is. Ireland's hosted it, England's hosted it, but again, they're trying. I've noticed in the last lot of years that the UK and Ireland's voting's like way down the bottom, and it's always these countries in Europe that are getting the same sort of votes every year. And I think, my opinion, I think it's political now. But again, I could be wrong. But now they're getting really political about this whole Israeli thing at the minute, and now apparently there's 5 countries wanting to pull out, including one of them being Ireland. All I know is from the notes I have in front of me here, I want to dig more into it and read more into it and try and find out more information about it. Again, not on social media, just like news sources and reports and stuff like that. So you probably think to yourself, but you're just contradicting what you said 10 minutes ago, Matthew, about social media. I tend to try and stay off social media for them posts. I tend to go right to the main sources and try and dig out some more information that way. But again, lo and behold, we'll have to wait and see what happens. The 2026 Eurovision Song Contest could be a very interesting one coming up next year. But I will be watching. I know you're probably thinking to yourself, what the hell are you watching Eurovision for? I think it's actually a very good laugh. I enjoy it because you do see some crazy shit on Eurovision, and you're sitting there, especially when you're a single man like me, on a Saturday night in the house on your own, watching telly, and you think Eurovision's on tonight. I'll sit and watch it for a giggle. And you sit and you watch it and you have a laugh. Sometimes you have a beer and you have a good crack and laugh. People have Eurovision parties and all. Religiously have Eurovision parties every year, and they have a laugh and a joke, and it's a fun night. You can make it into a fun night, you know what I mean? You may not be a fan of it, but it's a good crack. You get together with your friends. Me personally, I just sit and watch it and have a beer and chill out and have a laugh and a joke and sit and go, fuck, that song was all the crap, or I can't understand what he's saying. Oh my God, look at that person's outfit, or that song was class, or that song was shit. You know, it's good fun. So let's see how it goes over the next few months ahead, what Eurovision next year is going to be like. It's going to be an interesting one over the next few months ahead. Eurovision Song Contest is so political now, it's unbelievable. And that's just my opinion. Right, let's get into some of your questions. I would like to obviously hear from you today. Right, I'll go to the emails first of all, which is moorearmypodcast@yahoo.com. Guys, thank you for all your emails over the weekend. I appreciate it. Let's have a look here and say, right, I heard one here from Kate. And Kate says to me, hey man, how's it going? I just wanted to see what your thoughts and views were on the political bullshit that's going on with the Labour Party. My opinion, Keir Starmer should be sacked, he should be gone, and they should bring in a party which is going to run the country correctly. What's your view on Keir Starmer as a whole? Should he stay or should he go? Kate, go. He should be gone. I think he's a clown, he's a liar, he's lied to everybody, he's bullshitted people. Ever since he took over the party over a year ago, the country's upside down. Taxes through the roof, people freezing to death because they're not getting their money for their winter fuels. The immigration's went through the roof. Everything across the board is just no. He needs to go. That's just being totally honest with you. Thank you for your question, but I think he really does need to go. Big time. So I do really think he should go because he's not a great person. He's a liar. He's a politician. Politicians mostly talk out of their ass. But that's just my opinion on it. So I do. Right, let's go on to another one here from Peter. Peter, where are you from? Let's scroll down your email and have a look here and see where you're from. Chestershire. Chestershire. I just say Chester. Chestershire. Peter says, hey Matt, how's it going? Came across your YouTube channel a month ago when I was searching for videos of Chester and found your videos there with Lewis. Must say, I've enjoyed some of your videos, especially your football ones. Oh, thank you very much for that. Also started tuning into your podcast the last couple of weeks, and I like the way you just have an open opinion and answer questions the way it should be. Keep up the good work. Love listening to your podcast, and I look forward to the next one. Take care. And that was from Peter in Chester. Thank you, Peter. And thank you for watching the videos as well. I appreciate it. Been to Chester twice. Was it twice now or once? I can't even remember now. Beautiful place, Chester. Beautiful place. Let's have a see here. We have one here from Andrew. Andrew sent me an email in here saying, hey man, how's it going? I'm currently living here in Scotland. A little bit pissed off with the UK government as my grandparents lost their winter fuel payments last winter. But the rumour going around now, apparently they're getting it back again this year. Keir Starmer is a, should I say that word? Just like the song he says, wanker. I wish I had a bill to go down to the protest in London last weekend because it looked so much fun. And even though I'm Scottish, he says Keir Starmer is an absolute disaster as a Prime Minister and should be go. The same as the one we had here in Scotland a few years ago. As you all know, as you call her Jeanette McCranky, LOL. Yes, I did call her Jeanette McCranky because she looked like her. But yes, the world is going bonkers, Matthew. I enjoy listening to your podcast every week, and I hope you and your family are all keeping well. Thank you very much for that, mate. I appreciate it, Andrew, and it was great to hear from you. Scotland are not happy with the government and all the winter fuel payments, especially where Scotland is in the winter time. The weather's freaking freezing up there. Right, let's get into some of your Instagram messages. Let's have a look here and see. Sorry, I'm just trying to go between what I'm doing here right now, and I've got a question on Instagram from my wee story yesterday if my phone decides to stop crapping itself. Where are we? Right, here we go. It says here, hey Matthew, Would you ever get in a driverless taxi? I would not, as I don't trust them. I prefer taxis with drivers. From Ryan. I've seen videos of those Ubers with like no drivers and shit, and I think it's just weird. You know, it's weird. And, you know, would I feel comfortable getting in a taxi without a driver? I probably would for a bit. Because again, anything can go wrong at any time. But then again, anything can go wrong at any time with a driver in the car as well. But I think the world's just too high tech now. It's just too crazy. No, I don't think I would. I don't know, actually. It depends how I feel. Now, if I was on a night out with the boys and I was drunk and I wanted to get home, then probably, yeah, I would. But no, it's just weird. Driverless taxis. Crazy, crazy world we live in right now. Thank you for your question, Ryan. But yeah, well, no thanks. Definitely not. Oh, dear. Right, let's go on to another one here. Well, let's have a look here and see where we've got from here now on Instagram. I've one here from Rebecca. Rebecca on Instagram says, "Hey Matt, how's it going? Love the podcast. Such sad news about Charlie Kirk. If they're willing to take him out, who's next? I think the far left are completely bonkers, and the world we live in now is such a scary place. You can't have an opinion on anything anymore. You can't post anything on social media anymore without being the threat of being arrested. I think this world we live in now is completely crazy. I'm thinking about packing my bags and emigrating to the North Pole. Probably be safer." The North Pole? Frickin' hell. Here, don't forget to get, if you're over 65, get your winter fuel payment, keep you warm. Thank you for all the podcast, Matthew. Keep up the good work. And that's from Rebecca. Rebecca, thank you, darling. I appreciate it. Yeah. What do you think a lot of people are leaving the UK now? Especially entrepreneurs and creators and stuff. They're all leaving the UK now. Because they don't want to be here no more. Because anything will have an opinion, they get fucking locked up for it and put in jail. It's crazy. Crazy. Rebecca, thank you for your message, darling. I appreciate it. Let's have another here from one here from Niall. Niall is on Instagram. Niall says to me, "Hey Matt, how's it going? Love watching all your football videos. I was at one of the games you were at this season. I wanted to come and say hello to you, but I was scared in case you were too busy or you were doing something else. I will keep an eye out for you in Irish League grounds throughout the season, and if I do run into you, I will say hello. I was at the Glentoran game last week, but I was at the Linfield end. Ha ha ha. Yep. I wish I had saw you outside the ground because I'd love to have got a picture with you. I'll keep an eye out for you this season. Hopefully run into you at one of the games." That's from Niall. Niall, thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Yes, well, I was there last Friday night at the Linfield game. Great night. Met some lovely people. Met a really nice guy actually on the way out of the ground. I can't remember what he said his name was now. And he came over and he shook my hand and he says, "Matt, thanks for the videos and all. Appreciate it." And I told him I'd get the video up within an hour and he was like, "Really, that quick?" And I was like, "Yeah." And we're just chatting briefly and all. And he was a good kid and he was so pleasant and nice. I've also had a bit of banter back and forth with different people over the last few days. "Why are we in the Glentoran end for?" It's like, because my friend Cameron got a ticket for us in that end and I didn't get the ticket, so don't blame me. Don't shoot the messenger. But no. It was great to meet some people there. And then I was in Portadown at the weekend at the Portadown versus Coleraine game. And I ran into a lot of people at the Portadown game. I ran into a lovely father, well, I think it was a father and son at the end. Great people, chatting away at the end, briefly at the end before I finished my vlog, and I met some more people too, and I actually had a lovely wee time in Portadown town before the game as well, so if you want to go and check out all the vlogs from the weekend, guy, they are available on the channel right now. But yes, anytime you see me at a game, or anytime you see me somewhere, anywhere at all, always come up and say hi. You know, don't be like some of them wee fucking pricks you see out there and morons in the street that walk away going, "Matthew," because that's just making yourself look stupid, and I'm just not going to speak to you. But anybody, if you ever see me in public, guys, please come up and say hello. I love meeting new people. I love meeting new people from all walks of life. No matter what you are, who you are, where you're from, what you look like, or whatever, just come up and say hi. But nice to hear from you. So, yes, always come up and say hello. I would appreciate it. Right, I'll do one question from Facebook and then I'm going to rock and roll because I got to get out and get my day started because I got a really busy day ahead of me after this morning here. So, right, let's go. Let's have one last look here on Facebook. Let's have a look here. We have one here from Evan on Facebook. Says, "Hey Matt, love the podcasts, love the YouTube channel. When are you starting to post your videos on Rumble and Facebook like you did say a few weeks ago, or a few months ago, sorry. A few weeks ago, months ago. Keep up the good work, my friend. Love all the videos." Yes, well, every time I keep saying to myself, right, I'm going to start posting on Facebook and Rumble this week, and then I forget because I'm too busy. And I've got other things on as well. So I'm going to try and start Monday coming, because I keep saying to myself, right, I keep saying I'm going to post these on Facebook, and even general social media videos, where even a 2-minute video like I did at the end of the live reaction video there on Sunday, where I recorded a wee short video for social media thanking everybody for coming into the live stream and stuff like that. I really want to post videos like that now. I'm just trying to remember everything, and I'm trying to keep busy with my life off YouTube as well, and I'm trying to do all that there, and then trying to see, you're trying to do 50, 60 things at once. You're thinking to yourself, right, I need to start writing things down and organising things more. So yeah, it is going to move. The move's happening, trust me. I will announce it. It's coming again. It's definitely coming 100%. Oh, it's just one of those things. You just keep saying, right, I'm going to start Monday clean. I'm going to start Monday and start posting stuff on all the different platforms. And then you keep thinking, oh my God, it's a nightmare. It is coming. Trust me, it's coming. Right, guys, that is it. I'm going to wrap it up here, this podcast, and get this done, because I got things on today, loads of stuff to do, and then I'm heading out tonight for the football. So I'm not heading to a Premiership ground tonight. I was going to head to Lauren Crusaders, but getting home at that time of night on a Tuesday night is a nightmare. Probably could make it there in time, but I've decided to stay local tonight. I'm going to watch two teams who are in pretty good form at the minute. Ards against Queen's University. I'll be doing a match day vlog from the ground tonight. I'm hopefully going to try and get a vlog done in between that as well. Fingers crossed. It's just up and so much on this morning, guys. I'm trying to wrap this podcast up as quick as I can. But yeah, I'll be back on Thursday for another podcast. Guys, unless something tragically happens in the world between now and Thursday, the Jackass of the Week will be returning this week. So if you have any suggestions for the Jackass of the Week, please drop them in the emails, the Facebook messages, the Instagram. Who do you think the Jackass of the Week should be this week? Let me know, and I'll announce it on Thursday. So before I go, guys, don't forget, check out our good friends at FTBL Spot that I mentioned. Also, I forgot to say to you, if you go to our social media links, you can find all the great links for our new Moor Army merchandise. I actually got 2 more samples for the Christmas merch sent to me on Sunday, which I've given the approval to go ahead and do. So we're going to get that out this week. Christmas jumpers, Christmas hoodies, T-shirts, just the usual Christmas stuff, Christmas mugs, to have all your hot chocolates and stuff over the winter time for Christmas. So that's coming out very, very soon. And also check out our YouTube channel as well. So if you're listening to us today here on YouTube as well, please subscribe to the channel and also drop a like on this. And if you're also on all the other streaming platforms, please add us to your favourites. I would appreciate it. And give us a wee review on the likes of Spotify and Apple Podcasts as well, guys. Would appreciate it. Right, I'm going to rock and roll here now and head down the road here. So, guys, until Thursday, enjoy your rest of your Tuesday. Enjoy your Tuesday and your Wednesday, and I'll see you back here on Thursday for more ranting and raving and bantering and the usual jizzy jazz here on the Moor Army podcast. So, be safe, be well, and I'll see you back here on Thursday for another episode of the Moor Army podcast. So until then, guys, take care and see you all soon. Thanks for listening.